Okay.
And Blacklist lost in 11 minutes.
Wait,
So
you
when
guys are
we're
the
talking
curse.
about curses,
Oh my
I'm
god.
not really sure if it's you that you guys should be looking out for, but I know what we should be pushing our focus now, as we are moments away of coming into the drafting phase of game number 2 between ONIC and Blacklist International.
Here's the thing, before the drafts, I just gotta say congratulations, boys. Finally on the table here, we have proven that girls are not always right. Clack, 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 clack.
Wow.
Girls can get it wrong too.
Oh my god.
I
Wow.
don't feel good about this one.
On camera.
That one's good. Girlfriend, listen.
All right. I mean, right now we can see that ONIC and Blacklist have actually opted to swap sides. So Blacklist prefer being first pick. Now, do you think that this is going to influence the way things have gone?
100%.
I think mostly it's also just Blacklist want to take that red side away.
Yeah.
You give ONIC red side, they will counter you. They will flex on you up until the very end.
They have to be in control. Blacklist International. So that means that ONIC, if this is 1-1, okay, that's good. But that opens up still the Joy as well as the Novaria for ONIC.
The Cambodian favorite, the Joy. And it's going to be picked. Oh, it's going to be picked up. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, no, nothing too out of the ordinary here, but let's remember that everybody leaves Franco up for this one reason. You pick Joy, I get Franco, and then I'm going to add a +1 to it. The question is, do you want to pick it up now or later?
I think not at all.
No.
Venus doesn't play Franco well, unless he wants to really like experiment here, but I don't think it's the time.
The answer typically is the glue, right? Maybe they go glue Faramis here, since this probably is one of the first times that Faramis will be open up for Blacklist International. Don't go the Novaria route yet. That might not be the answer too. So maybe just go for glue Faramis here for Blacklist International.
If they don't go Novaria, ONIC's going to pick it up.
Here's the thing, guys. I gotta say, I love Faramis. Don't ask what my relationship is with Faramis, but I like using it, right? But after being nerfed, I gotta say, the winner is not looking that great. So for now, just get good old reliable.
Psycho
make it,
Fred.
Don't make it too complicated. Psycho Fred, Crazy Valentina, comboed by
Gila Eve.
Gila Eve.
Right. Alyssa, perhaps, for ONIC, they utilize that against Frederick typically.
Yeah, same pattern as the last time we saw ONIC play against Echo, for an example, in these very similar situations.
Do you think we're going to be expecting a Claude coming in from Blacklist now that the Yinja has been picked up?
I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that's an owl hero anyways. They really like that Claude a lot, and it's decent versus the Joy. Maybe it's like because the Joy is kind of a hero that goes to the backlines. The Claude is the one who also kind of mirrors that too.
I don't know, actually. I remember our discussion, LaFell, right?
Oh yeah, the Joy.
Yeah, the Joy is disgusting against the Claude, actually, right? He just pops up the Vengeance.
That's right.
Joy
And then
is
that damage gets reflected.
Joy is pretty disgusting, man. When she
You're
gets into the land of
disgusting.
Dawn, it gets
Not
real dirty, especially when it enters from the back. Anyways, though, we're going to talk a bit about the final pick of the first phase. Valentina, Fredrin, where do they want to go? Now it's the Franco again. They have Novaria. But it's a lot of dive. Do they have enough cover peel for this Novaria?
I feel like they definitely got some kind of range with the Navarra, right? It opens up the map a little bit more, so maybe that at least Keyboy isn't going to feel as comfortable looking for hooks in his traditional spots and might have to just play with just the raw pressure of his presence.
Yeah. Here's the thing that after playing with Novaria, I understand. The safest place to be in the Land of Dawn, it's outside the Land of Dawn. No one can touch you when you're not in the game. So I kind of feel like you don't need that much peel. Just get out of there.
You just got to be efficient, because remember, these cooldowns have been punished before. Once you use that, especially early game, it's so easy to punish the Novaria.
Yeah, you're just kind of left out to dry almost.
I think you go Hayabusa as the ban here for Blacklist International.
Yeah.
Don't want to give that to Mr. Kyrie himself.
Haya or Ling, though?
And Ling, that's also true.
Is
But
the Leslie bad meaning they want to claw themselves?
They're just trying to
wanna
give Owl the Claude. I feel like it's always just the bait when it's ONIC. They opened up the Wan, now it's the Leslie ban.
that is very true with Yeb. You know, Yeb is he likes to trap people into spot, right? That's the way he drafts.
You pick it.
Yeah, you pick it. Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I banned the wrong heroes.
All right, we'll see, right? Because now they've actually chosen for the Ling this time around, right? Hayabusa is still left open here. So that is still a possibility for ONIC to pick up for Kyrie. We saw what he was able to do at M4. But now ONIC, they're going to start limiting the options for the EXP lane, the Lapu Lapu.
Super duper good ban here coming out from ONIC, because I think that they are eyeing for either carry or
Melissa.
Matrix.
It could be Melissa too.
Melissa, that's also there.
See, now they want Blacklist to pick the gold lane now. They banned out the Leslie, so they will pick up the Claude either way. Blacklist, if they pick up the Claude, then it's no Melissa. It's just gonna be a Beatrix. It's so intelligent. They move for Beatrix, so Melissa is up. It's ready. Up against the Lapu, banned out. Perfect time to bring it up.
Yep, looks like they're not gonna take the bait. You think we're a new bait? No, we're a mythic bait.
Glory or honor?
Do they want to? Okay. So they already have the choice, as they explained. I think that it could be flex into the jungle as well, knowing ONIC. But I do feel that Melissa is such a good hero now against Blacklist International's lineup.
I personally think that this is great to see because usually when you are on the second pick, right, once you get that first pick after the second, in the second phase itself, you're posing so many questions. And I think at least for ONIC, it feels like they're not the ones responding here to Blacklist. It feels like Blacklist are the ones having to answer the questions.
Right now we see the Bane being picked up and
Moscow.
the Moscow!
What?
The Moscow being picked. CW wants to flex. He wants to show that my arms, man, they can go fast.
So what's the idea here? I mean, technically, what I'm looking at is Bane and Moscow. Both of them can penetrate through, right? They're basic, or not. For Bane, is the first skill. For the Moscow, it's the passive. So maybe that's what they want to go for. They want a front to back against the front to back gods.
But we have to talk about this first, right? Because when we're talking about gods, we're also talking about kings in a way, right? Sky Kings, Kyrie himself, right? ONIC is on a 26 win streak from MPL ID Season 11 until now, because they were able to win that first game. And so now it's the opposite. It's the complete opposite. Will Blacklist be able to break their code instead? And I guess they're trying to by picking up this last pick to Rizla. How are you feeling about this, Gideon?
I'm happy that Rizla's being shown, but against the Joy, it's not a very fun matchup, right? At the end of the day, you have to expand flickers to get into the back line, and Joy is like, 2 buttons.
Yep. And with the Moscow being picked up here, the idea is that you want to still kind of deal with the engage comp of the side of Blacklist International. Like Melissa, for example, deals AoE damage because of the muddles, but also Moscow, you have that extra damage from the passive, and that means that whoever is going to be caught by Keyboy, it's gonna have some collateral damage for sure.
Here's the thing, man. We're talking about breaking the code. I want to see Blacklist breaking the curse. Let's make sure that for this game, we got to see can Blacklist equalize, and we got to see CW on this Moscow. Can he flex over Owl on this Beatrix? He's going to show, I'm the silent killer of Blacklist International. We're going into game number 2, ONIC against Blacklist.
Blacklist surely have a chance to destroy that win streak. 26 it was, but against the Franco, a hero that we've seen so many times, always prio ban. It's been literally their demise.
And Keyboy has been so good at this hero. Well, I guess it's because of the fact that ONIC really knows how to utilize its kit. Like, it's not only just about the burst, it's about influence. And the way that you're checking all of those bushes, make it so that Blacklist will have to hide all the time. They cannot position themselves well. One thing that's good, though, this is Novaria and Valentina, a Blacklist special. Yue is so good with this hero. Could he do ultimates to get the takeaway from ONIC, like the Eve ultimate and the Bane ultimate?
Here's the thing, man. Looking at the lineup from Blacklist, again, you were talking about Yue can take quite a lot of ultimates. I'm actually looking at the range difference here because Blacklist and ONIC are actually, in terms of range, Blacklist is crazy. Can Joy really pressure Blacklist if they're just baiting everything out? But CW, again, showing him stuff. Like, Keyboy is there, but that was kind of a 1v1.
Yeah.
This Moskov is going to be a big thing to Blacklist International because we mentioned earlier as well, Lavelle, that in the gold lane, it really depends on skill. And it's about how much you understand the enemy hero. I don't know when Owl faced a Moskov last, but it is going to be very hard to understand the limits in this game alone.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. The Moskov from CW, I want to see him how creative he can get because, again, Moskov to carry very short-range heroes. I wonder how he's going to approach the fights because, again, we're thinking Edward as well as Wise, they want to engage. How is he gonna approach that? Just counter-engage or let them do their thing and then just like, you know, I'm just going to go to the back line?
Yeah, just going to be farming and then you start to split the map. And then when you do engage, you make sure that you are going onto the heroes from the front line. So to answer your question, Wise is not going to have a good time because of this Moskov. So they have to be careful here for Blacklist International.
Well, let's see right now. Kyrie's on the Bane down below. CW is going for the kill right now. It might be a solo kill down below. CW picks it up. but it's going to be the Beatrix still alive here in the turtle side. Edward flickers forward with a penalty zone, and Blacklist International, they strike first.
Okay, here's the thing. A lot was going on. Good job, Mirko, actually catching both fights. CW 1v1 against Owl, winning that out. So, okay, that's already amazing for him. But the thing is, Blacklist International, they were able to secure the turtle. Whoa, I gotta ask you, man, in this kind of situation, which one got out of that winning the trade?
Definitely the gold laner. Yeah, ONIC winning the gold lane, and then of course that is solo kill for Chewe. That's a lot of boost, like 700 gold ahead with corrosion side. Before 3 minutes.
Okay, now again looking at the situation, I gotta ask you, Marco, how does it feel starting the lane having this kind of lead?
It's a great lane, because in the gold lane, especially if you have someone like Keyboy just hovering over this lane, CW is gonna freeze it constantly. Owl has to use all of his skills to get a minion, has to swap between a lot of different guns, and thinking about all that, it really puts on the pressure for you.
All right, now I gotta ask, Blacklist, they gotta start pressuring, man. Where is it? The XP? Is it the gold? Is it the mid?
Definitely the gold. I don't think that they should be allowing this to happen. You can say explaining that's gonna be Edward. There's no way for them to take out the joy, so it's gold.
But that's great. Wow, Keyboy flickers out. Hebrews Passion popped in as well, but that's CW with the Spear of Misery, gets him out. Spear of Vengeance as well, all the way in the back just to get that wave pushing in.
Okay, you know what? Good call on that, making sure that they go for the goal lane. But again, expertly played by ONIC, making sure that no one was really caught. Oh, but now Sans
flickers out. Penalty zone brings it back for a bit, but the RWM, that's the anti-CC. Sans loves using it just to defend, and it also helps him clear the wave.
Yeah, the idea that the idea always for the Beatrix, if you want to go for the Bennett's Reach, but there has to be some sort of lockdown. Surely they
Full
have
gold.
Edward with a Terizla, but they don't have like a hard lockdown like a Franco, for example, or maybe a Kaja. That's why you saw Keyboy was able to just flicker out of there.
Okay, no penalty zone for Edward. This might be big now. Deadly catch coming down. Kyrie wins out the Retribution battles. Wise walks back up with taunt. Keyboy gonna be taken low. Now he finds Iron Hook, but he only brings him back for the range of the Appraiser's Wrath to take him down. CW with the Inspire already. Boost now jumping to the back line with the rhythm. Does he get enough defense? What? That shouldn't have worked, but it did for Captain Boots.
Dude, I would have sworn he would have just died. That wouldn't have looked as cool. But he actually got a kill, and now you and Oh My Venus, are they going to go for it? Oh My Venus, you don't have a lot of mana. It looks like no, they're not going to push their luck here, Wolf.
Yeah, expect the Valentina to go up against the Joy all the time. That's why the answer for Blacklist's first pick is Valentina, because of the damage. But my oh my Boots, just because of the Vengeance, and I think that Edward kind of also autoed, thinking that he will survive after that Vengeance coming out from Boots. Might be a bad call coming out from Blacklist International. And of course, the cooldown from Boots was there, and that Captain Boots, even after he died, he gave so much to ONIC.
ONIC started out pretty well, having a lead. But after that scuffle, now Blacklist has equalized it. For now, Boots as well as Edward, they're just kind of like, we're seeing each other, we're going to have this dance. But again, for now, ONIC, they're getting pressure. Wise goes in on to Keyboy.
Yeah, but it's a good Spear of Misery to put him back. Blacklist International now with a very good objective take up top, putting more map pressure on.
Yeah. Now Blacklist International, they have woken up. The movements that you're looking at their composition, it's looking really good. And I think the answer is simple. To answer the ONIC strategy, you just have to have more wave clear. In the previous game, they only have what? The Varia 1-1, not enough wave clear for sure. This time, they have Valentina, they have the Beatrix, they can move around much faster because they have the superior wave clear.
All right, now Owl just completed the Blade of Despair. I gotta ask Mirko, is this enough for Blacklist to say, you know what, we can take a few fights?
It's definitely a power spike, but as you can see, even Blacklist knows it's not enough yet because he is still behind. And CW has also hit a power spike. Golden Staff for Moskov, massive item. Second item as he finished up the corrosion site. Real World Manipulation popped in very early, trying to chunk Kyrie down, and it does just that. Kyrie and ONIC will be shoved away from this neutral objective, and Blacklist takes it for free.
I mean, here's the thing. I gotta say, in terms of the way Philippine teams have been playing, when they want to take objective, they don't care about using their skills. Speaking of skills, Boots is looking at Oh My Venus and it's like, you know what, you're looking very yummy right now, but Boots ain't gonna get that kill.
Oh, you see the way that they utilize the Varia ultimate extra hitbox. even when you're outside of the copied real world manipulation, you still get stunned because technically there's a part of you that's still inside the box. That's actually that's something that I haven't seen before in Blacklist International. Thank you for showing us that.
Look at the siege though. Beautifully played by Blacklist International, utilizing the Beatrix. If the Moskov can win in 1v1s, Beatrix certainly wins in shoves and sieges, and Blacklist are playing to their strengths. Meanwhile, Kyrie up top, a Spear of Misery, now a penalty zone. Kyrie gonna be caught right now. Does he have the deadly catch? Has to taunt to lock him out. Wise doing the damage, deadly catch throw now. Wise dashing forward, but ONIC with a good disengage. Oh, almost a snipe down from Venus.
All right, gentlemen, for now, we can definitely see a slower game between ONIC as well as Blacklist. Now, I got to pose the question. Blacklist, they got a lot of range. ONIC, how are they realistically going to engage? Because I'm looking at Keyboy, and I kind of feel like his Iron Hook, the range ain't that far.
Yeah, it ain't that far. To answer your question, yes, they have to rely on Keyboy. Boots would have to be a supplement. Because of the presence of both Navaria as well as Valentina into the backlines, that's what he wanted to go for. He will not have a free reign over the backlines of Blacklist International. So you cannot do the actual typical Joy things in this comp against Blacklist International. So it has to be really a pickoff. That's ONIC. They have to rely on their pickoffs before they're able to win a team fight against Blacklist.
Looking back at this, right, Blacklist, the way that this draft has, as we see it right now, it does seem like they don't care about the baits coming in from Coach Yeb, because it really looks like they just want to poke out ONIC. It's like, yeah, you guys want to start fights. We are very peaceful. We don't want to fight, but we will damage you from afar. Because right now, Blacklist, they're just avoiding. If you guys want to come close, but we got to say, your HP is going to be very low before you even start anything. Keyboy, Kyrie, close to the Lord, and Edward is kind of zoning everyone away. I'm not sure if ONIC can really go for this.
They don't want to go for it, it seems. They're just going here, trying to buy some time. Boots now jumping in, but give the retribution. Boots finds a kill somehow in the midst of it all. It's a miss from Venus. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, you can see the real manipulation as well here in the topside river. CW might actually use this Inspire, but he doesn't even need to. He finds another turret, and it's still ONIC with a different draft, but it's the banana split.
Yeah, it's like, you want to fight the Ube? Get another dessert. Banana split, and looks like Blacklist are like, oh, wait. Can't you guys come together?
Isn't this like Christmas for, I mean, me personally, but maybe for a lot of people out there? It's Blacklist versus ONIC, Kyrie versus VWise, Ube versus the banana split. And I was there in its inception, the moment that it was, battling against each other. Now we're seeing it. I am in it for a treat. And it's true. You wouldn't think that ONIC would like to go for a split push because they don't have that explainer that kind of goes for it. But if you play that way, now, all of a sudden, you have an answer to the ultimate Monday experience.
You know what? This is beautiful because we're going to look at team fight going up against map manipulation. The Lord is going to march in. ONIC, they're going to be here to defend. And Blacklist, I'm thinking, do they want a siege? Because they just cleared this very, very fast.
Yeah, if we said Beatrix, Navaria, Valentina has good clear, well, ONIC have good clear too. Just the Yves and... Kyrie wants to go for this deadly catch. Might get solo here, but Keyboy finds an amazing pick on the back. And it's Venus who has the fall. Wise now looking for the taunt, not in range. Sans also just putting in that utility, that slow. You don't feel it much, but when you do, it just gets you out of range by a bit.
Wait, was I tunnel visioning? All of a sudden, how did Keyboy get there?
Yeah, it's just a flicker. And I think that, honestly, only Venus sacrificed herself for that. So that's good.
Vengeance, Boots, first in the world. He takes everything on. Yue wants to chase him down right now with Rhythm as well. Boots should fall here, but it's going to be another turret. Tries to cancel out the recall with the Spear of Vengeance, but it's going to be a tier 2 once again. ONIC!
It's just the split at this point. And yeah, Omei Venus died there. It looked like it was some sort of a weird interaction, but in a way, Omei Venus kind of fended for Owl. But the fact of the matter remains, ONIC, they have regained composure. They have the Bane, as well as they have the Bane for the middle. They have Chewe, who's pushing onto the side lanes, and they also have Boots, making it so that the diversion is there for the split!
Sans bit too much more than he could chew. That was one of the moments where the recalls did not help. Wise with the drive-by, dashing forward. Now the taunt though, that's a lot of damage placed onto Wise by CW. Keyboy barely missing. A good dodge from Blacklist as they try their best now to push the pace.
Dude, I gotta say, he died before the fight even starts. Now the minion is here, and Blacklist, now we're starting to see their composition coming online. Big damages here coming from afar.
Yeah, you can see that Blacklist International are utilizing the counters to the Joy as well. Boots as well as Sans, they are really suffering from this Valentina. 2-0 and 3, 5 out of 5. UA was part of it. The first pick coming up from Blacklist, I think it's well worth it. This might be the trend. This might be the hero, the flavor of the series.
Okay, right now, look at the positioning of ONIC as well as Blacklist. Moving towards the Lord. Boots is looking for a chance. Boots is going in.
With the rhythm as well. Owl, though, forced to back away right now. Goes for the damage. It's a good peel. And Owl picks up the kill. Kyrie finds the red tree, though. Wise loses out. CW going to be able to dump out, but the real world inflation locks him down in the penalty zone as well. Flicker committed by Edward. Owl had to use it earlier. 2-4-1. 2 kills for an objective.
Oh. With 2 kills, this means that Blacklist will be able to push. Yeah, surely they lost the retribution, but my oh my, they will run through.
B-Boy as well, falling as Blacklist International come back online. 700 gold lead, sieging, pushing the pace.
Here's the thing, are we about to see a 1-1? Is this going to be the start of something good? Because the Lord is marching for ONIC, but I kind of feel Blacklist kind of doesn't care.
I think the answer, you know, if there will be a 1-1 for Blacklist International, what the win condition is Lord fights. They have to win Lord team fights. And it doesn't mean that you get the retribution onto the Lord. What it means is that around those Lord team fights, you have to win the trade. Like it's a 3-4-1, a 4-4-2. You have to lead by 2 heroes over the other so that you can push. I think that's the main win condition here for Blacklist International.
Fraser's Wrath committed early. Boots already with the rhythm as well. Still saving the Vengeance as the mid lane should be pushed in. Edward spotted out. Mid lane taken down. Tier 1. Blacklist International able to micromanage up top as well. Both still no gold lead technically.
Right now, one at a time, ONIC is dismantling the structures of Blacklist. Looking at the itemization for now, I gotta point out, Owl actually has an Athena shield, really respecting the damage coming in from Sans as well as Boots.
Yep, that's why when Boots went in for the backlines, he survived, and Boots would have thought that that the one-hit factor was already there, but was punished afterwards. And just want to commend UA once again, that Terrify that was able to hit onto Boots. Allowed them to really win the team fight afterwards.
Okay, whoa, you talked about Blacklist, their win condition. ONIC in this kind of situation, 14 minutes going into 50 minutes, the Lord is just going to get stronger and stronger. How is ONIC supposed to play this banana split now? Yeah,
you should make sure that the long lane has been controlled. In this case, the long lane is the bottom lane because the Lord is up top. Make sure that Boots is always there, and he is. And now up top, you can wait for those minions to go down because you have the wave clear anyways, and it's actually more advantageous for you that there will be minions in there so that you control the map. You split it in a way that the long lane will be controlled by Boots, and then the turtle fight, you will go for heroes first before going on to the Lord.
Okay, so at this point, based on my understanding, you got to make sure the long lane, which is the bottom lane, again, we're seeing it here, Boots is controlling it well. And then in the fight with the Lord, it almost doesn't matter, as long as you just control the heroes.
You can see the development of the slow push here for both side lanes. Boots chose to actually shove that wave because he's going to wait for it, I believe, and play it slow push it. Meanwhile here, the topside river, Kyrie's going to be slain. That's the immortality already. Baited out, Kai's down, but it's Rage. Beautiful pickup by Blacklist International. Bottom wave not cleared up just yet by ONIC. As a jungler down, should be a free Lord for Blacklist. CW clearing out this mid wave. Now with a good spot on the back. Owl's gonna be visible. Now it's gonna be Flicker and Bloody Hunt. Now it's CW with a lot of damage placed down. Edward's immortality will fall. Boost in the back. He does some damage, but it's not gonna be enough to take anyone down. Blacklist playing it well, but look at their HP bars. They're all low. CW and Sans versus the world. They're pulling the Lord back. They want to stop it from happening. Retribution gonna be there, but there's gonna be White pulled back. Not enough to steal the Lord. Still Blacklist secure it. That's Keyboy who falls, and Blacklist have played the team fight perfect.
And you can see you with the rookie for Blacklist International kind of getting into the programming of Blacklist International so well. He knew and understood his assignment. Whenever you see Kyrie, pop the ultimate, pop the Eve ultimate. That happened twice. In this particular time, this is important because they have gunned down Kyrie. He had help afterwards, But the fact of the matter remains, he knew that when he sees Kyrie, even just a pixel of this main, you go onto that hero.
Right now, it looks like UA is a man on a mission, and he doesn't stray away from the mission. 3.6k gold lead for Blacklist. Looking at the wave clicker coming in from ONIC, we've seen incredible ways, especially going up against Echo, where they can defend. But going up against Blacklist they got a lot of range. I'm not feeling too sure here. I'm not feeling too good. Oh my Venus. So far, it looks like Blacklist, they don't want to engage heavily. They still want to play this as slow as they can.
The wave clear is just perfect right now for ONIC. The fact that another enhanced lord just spawned in and it's just cleared out like nothing. But for, even the mid lane's not going to fall. Tier 2 still up. Boots, Divine Glaive this time. So respecting the Athena shield as well.
But then again, Blacklist are still getting the map macro. Because now, they can go for pickups.
Whoa, Boots! Absolutely get shredded down. Blacklist online, but wait, Wise steps up a bit too fast, a bit too far. CW with a shutdown. Real world manipulation. Pop down as well. Keyboy with a conceal. But out with a good spot, a good snipe. Oh, what? How? What? One more shot, CW finds it. What? How did Keyboy find the hook on Venus?
I gotta say, man, Keyboy has not been hitting a lot of those hooks. But at that moment, he got it. He tried it on Edward. He didn't. But now we can hear the crowd reinvigorated.
Wow.
ONIC starting to find a very good spot in the map.
That's super bad for Blacklist.
Super bad. Super duper bad. They lost Wise. They lost Venus. Oh my word!
Keyboy once again with a beautiful hook, forcing a DPZ, a defensive penalty zone. Shout out Leo.
DPZ. You don't want that. You don't want that. You want the OPZ. Well, the offensive penalty zone, but it's not working. Well, at least in that moment, Keyboy finding treasure, finding gold. When Oh My Venus, I think that what happened was he was still into the wall, and then when he popped the Astral Sphere after the Astral Recall, he went down because that's the typical interaction. And the moment he went down, went towards the hook of Keyboy.
Here's the thing, man. The thing about the Franco, you can miss, like, I don't know, the first 10 minutes of your hooks.
I agree.
After that, the moment you get one, something changes in the players of Franco. After that point, they're a Franco god, and now we can see Keyboy starting to feel that Franco godness.
It kind of feels like the moment that you find your rhythm, it kind of feels like your hook has a magnet.
Let's rage. RWM, 2 big resources spent, and Kyrie is still alive. Wise walking in front. Keyboy trying to go for it. Real woman plays it. US finds it. A beautiful pick for Blacklist. Now, though, they're going to go for it. A beautiful taunt from Wise. This might be an overcommitment from ONIC, but it's going to be Wise taken down. Oh! Keyboy finds it. Boots in the back of the rhythm as well. Down to US. A shutdown. A double. They get a double for the captain. ONIC. How did they find a way in?
It was Keyboy all along, but then again, the fight already, I thought was already on the side of ONIC. It was Yue to get the Lord for whatever reason. The flicker coming out from Suns with the RWM, that gave them the advantage, the territorial advantage. Wise cannot get out of the box, and they have the lockdown afterwards. Then Keyboy lands a good hook, puts up to the backlines. ONIC really played that so well.
Wait, if they manage this well, they might actually end. 10 seconds on Wise. How? One fight and turns it around. If anyways comes out, and Edley catch as well. Edward with a penalty zone. ONIC. Cambodian magic is the only thing I can use, the word, to describe how they won.
Did we just jinx ourselves? Did we just apply the curse? I was saying.
It's ONIC magic.
It looked like it looked like it's gonna be a 1-1. I spoke too soon, man. Just now, it's a 2-0.
It's a game of boxes. The way that ONIC designed their box, they waited for the right moment. Sans was waiting for a flicker, and when he went in, he caught everybody from the side of Blacklist International, destroying their formation. Gonna have to hand it to Yue. He got the Lord. But apart from that, the formation is already favoring ONIC. Then Keyboy lands a magnetic hook once again. It's ONIC magic.
Keyboy, what? I mean, we mentioned it. He's been missing a lot. His hit rate probably is abysmal, but I guess he proves quality over quantity, right? You get the right hooks at the right time, you can swap and turn the game over. I can't believe he just found it on Owl.
Here's the thing, man. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But if you take 100 shots, eventually something will hit. With that being said, don't shoot people.
Oh.
What do you guys thought about the game?
Gideon, I have to be honest, I was nervous for a second. I thought that the Joy pick for Boots wasn't going to work out. I thought Franco for Keyboy wasn't going to work out, but in the very end, like we keep mentioning over the course of this group stage and the knockouts, is that it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And man, they finished the heck out of that game.
Look, I'm just gonna parrot the general in his famous words. If CW and as well as Boots do good, this game is over. And the one time they kind of let Boots go, let him have that space, he took it so much further than what we expected.
Dude, I gotta say, man, because the draft, even you guys were like, okay, maybe these heroes don't work out, but Coach Yep, something else, man, because somehow he designed his macro to make it that, yeah, we don't care, we're just gonna make it work.
Yep, the counter that Blacklist designed against Boots, against the Joy, is the Valentina. You have enough damage for that. It's a classic counter, but you need another one, which is the lockdown. You need some sort of stun. In that last fight that you saw, Boots had the free pass to the backlines because Yue was focused on taking the Lord, was able to get it. And Chewe is the MVP. There were so many MVP-esque performances from all of the members of ONIC. What he did in the first few minutes, though, was phenomenal. Winning the 1v1 allowed them to have good early game.
I agree with that, right? And even backstage, I was talking to Gideon, and I was like, what is this Moskov pick? I don't understand. But then we see it pan through. In the earlier stage, yes, he did win that 1v1. He focused more on the objectives as well, just, biting through those turrets, and we might see this reflected here through the heat map.
I mean, come on, man. Calvin Winata, we know that he likes to go for crazy picks. He brought out the Mia, got a Savage, and MPL Indo Season 10. He brought out a lot of crazy heroes. The Moskov he brought at M4 didn't work too well, but this time he has really refined his craft because the way he was using the Moskov, as you can see, is all over the map.
Literally everywhere, from 5 minutes all the way to 10 minutes, ONIC was making sure that at least with Calvin Winata, Mr. Chewe is able to have all the space required to make it happen. And more importantly, the fact that he's going for the natural trifecta build, he doesn't even need his boots at that point. He just auto attacks and he's able to dash again. And in these highlights, that's where you see those beautiful, beautiful moments.
I gotta say though, Blacklist have this game. They've had this game. Their macro was so good in these games. They were able to punish Boots. They allowed for the recovery for Owl, who lost the lane, but also because of the fact that they were able to let him farm. Gonna be having a recovery, and they're getting the pickoffs. Look at Keyboy. Gonna be missing the first one. And watch out for Oh My Venus. Astral Recall is phased through, twice taken out. Watch out his pathing. He's gonna go through this wall. Keyboy gets out. They wanted to go for that, and woo!
The angle.
It's the angle.
That was blind, right?
That was blind.
He wanted to make sure the entire left side of that bush was just unsafe.
How did Owl get hooked?
Yep.
Flickered
We
forward.
can see how it happened. Is he gonna pop an
Planted the
ultimate?
needle.
Oh no!
Wow.
He walked into it.
Magnetic
Come
hook.
on.
That's what we're talking about. And I think you mentioned this as well. Once you hit the first one, you gonna find the rhythm, and all of a sudden, it's not even you that's hooking. It's like you're pointing at where your enemy will be at. The magnetic hook paradox.
Man, it's just insane and incredible because I honestly thought, like you guys mentioned, it was a Blacklist game to win, realizing that they didn't even get a lot of Lords in that team fight, right? But what I really wanted to add on to CW is the fact that he really did respect the damage output coming from Blacklist, right? He respected the Valentina, he respected the Novaria as well, and so the addition of the Athena Shield, I believe, is one of it's very beneficial to somebody like Moskov, who is very short range.
Yep.
And then add into the addition to the Haas Claw to enable him to make those aggressive plays. Oh, put me down below 50% HP, I dare you, because then I'm just going to go faster and faster and start snowballing out of control, almost feeling like the Echo Express to a degree.
I'm really amazed at how the recovery there was there for ONIC, but you gotta have to give credit to Blacklist International. Now they have found comfort. I think that they will look at that game and say, okay, we just bought back what we are strong with. The Novaria and the Beatrix with the Valentina, it's very strong. They're going to be playing that. It will be the theme of Blacklist International. They are just going to change up how they play this game. Maybe just play it much better. Contest Chewe at a certain point, then maybe get a win afterwards.
Yeah, and the common factor that we're seeing in Game 1 and Game 2 return is the fact that we were talking about this earlier, right? The Franco, they want to play that traditional front-to-front with a couple of exploits in terms of pickoffs. In Blacklist International, it's very, very clear that even in the hardest of moments, even though they were winning the earlier games, the early game, it became so difficult as soon as that first hook landed.
It's fascinating,
right?
Because initially it didn't work.
Like,
And
not
then-
at all.
Exactly. And Keyboy, despite not getting that MVP, needs to get a shout out right on that Franco, because if he wasn't able to just make the battlefield a little bit more even for ONIC, I'm pretty sure it would have ended a completely different way.